Mary Kay Beckman met a guy on Match that she went on 8 dates with, but that situation ended up disastrously because he attempted to kill her. Now, this man basically stabbed her 10 times with a knife until it broke, and then he stomped on her head and neck. He also confessed to police that he was in a rage over his Match.com dates with Beckman that didn't work out.
You think you're in a rage? She's the one who got stabbed 10 times.
All right, so there's a picture of her in the hospital. I want you guys to get a sense of how severe this is. It's a little graphic. There's no blood, but it's still graphic. He stabbed her 10 times in June of 2011. So that was after going on 8 dates with her. A month later, he got arrested for killing an elderly woman.
Aye.
Okay, so Annie Simonson was the person that he murdered. So just a despicable guy, and I'm glad he got caught. I'm glad that he's arrested. But now Mary Kay Beckman is suing Match.com for $10 million because she feels that they created, or they made it seem like Match or online dating is a safe place to meet individuals and date people.
So I think we got to do a Supreme Court on that.
Let's do a Supreme Court.
The court appears to be in session. So Justice Kasparian, let me start with you. Now, like, what happened to her is absolutely tragic, and that guy should, if proven guilty, should spend the rest of his life in jail. We all agree to that, right? But is Match.com responsible? What's your first instinct here?
My first instinct is Match.com cannot be responsible for all of the people that sign up to use its service. Now, there was a point where they said that they wanted to do background checks. I did do a little more research to see what the terms and conditions of their website are, and let me read that to you. And of course, this is very specific to this case. You are solely responsible for your interactions with other members. And by the way, you have to check off on this before you use their service. You understand that Match.com currently does not conduct criminal background checks on its members. Match.com also does not inquire into the backgrounds of all of its members or attempt to verify the statements of its members. So they're very clear about the fact that they don't do background checks. Obviously, in this case, they did not do a background check. And you have to know that anything you do on the internet comes with a significant amount of risk because you don't know who that other person is.
Right. And look, the argument that would be against that is, look, we all click the terms of service. Nobody ever reads it. And so if you've got this whole huge long thing, is it a risk that they really were assuming by clicking on it? You know, so and there's a disparity in power. One's a giant corporation, and the other one is an individual.
All right, one other thing. So she went on 8 dates with him. She just happened to meet him on Match. But what if she met him at a bar? Are you going to sue the bar?
No, no. Look, I was predisposed to ruling in favor of Match.com to begin with because I feel, just like you said, Anna, they could have met anywhere. They could have met at a grocery store. Are you going to say, why didn't you do criminal background checks on the people who walked into the grocery store? Now, it's not quite fair because they're setting up a service where people are supposed to be meeting each other. But to me, I mean, I wouldn't expect Match.com to do a criminal background check. I wouldn't expect any website to do it. And if you had them do criminal background checks on everybody that got on there, that would be so onerous and probably so expensive, you probably couldn't run the website in the first place. But after you said the critical factor, I'm not sure we need a Supreme Court on this. I think it's going to be unanimous. She went on 8 dates with him. Match.com didn't make you go on the 2nd date, the 3rd date, the 4th date. And don't get me wrong, she was severely hurt. I'm not blaming the victim. This guy turned out to be a maniac, right? Mm-hmm. But I also don't want you to blame Match.com. That didn't, I don't believe, cause the problem in the first place.
One final point, and I think that this will definitely make it unanimous. Match.com says that this lawsuit is ridiculous. They say that even if you do, if we had done a background check, he has no known criminal background.
Oh, okay.
So there's nothing that, I mean, Match.com couldn't have done anything in this case.
Justice Jackson and Justice Godoy, give me a quick check on this.
Sure, but that's what's crazy is I was actually ready to rule against him until this. So the way you were leaning that way, I was leaning the other without knowing much before that.
But look at that. Open-minded gentlemen. That's why we have them on the court. Okay, all the Young Turks justices always listen to the facts. Here we are unanimous. Match.com not guilty. They're going to be so relieved.